Do you ever recommend people storyboard for documentary film?
If they're going to do like reenactments, I would. You know, just because to design those, you got to design those just like you would a narrative film. I mean, if what they're going to do, like if they're considering a really sort of complex sequence, the editing sequence that they're considering, then I would storyboard it. Like, okay, trying to figure out how this is going to cut together, right? It's the reason you storyboard. Like, does this stuff fit? So if they were planning on doing something where they weren't sure, then yes, I would. But it's not something that I make my students do who are making documentaries, because they have so much to do in terms of preparation, getting questions ready, all that sort of stuff, getting all their permission, and they're going to spend so much more time trying to cut theirs together. You know, they don't have the luxury of having a script and then a storyboard, and because they don't know what they're going to get necessarily. You know, it might be. I know of documentary filmmakers who do it after they've shot. Right? They got all their footage, and they're trying to sort of, as they're putting together some sort of audiovisual script, and then they might storyboard a sequence to look at it to see this is going to cut to this, to this, to this, that kind of idea. So it just depends on what they're doing.
That was actually what I was going to ask you next, is then once they have an audio track and then working off that as sort of their script, and then piecing together the visuals from there? I mean, is that how?
Yeah, you know, one of the best things, this is not mine, this is a friend of mine, Mary Trunk, who's a documentary filmmaker. She's great. She made this film, a family documentary called The Watershed, 10 or 15 years ago, whenever it was. And she talked about how she edited it like it was a radio show. And so she would completely ignore what was happening in the visuals and just sort of piece it together based upon what she was listening to, the sequence that made sense to her orally, and then go back and sort of stitch together the video, keeping that construction of the audio first. I mean, you know, I know documentary editors who will not work, and rightfully so, will not work until you have that script written, because it's just too much material. You can't put it together without it. You know, once you have that thing stitched together, then you can make choices about rearranging and all that sort of stuff.